Everyone, a little quick video here from Valentin. And what I wanted to talk today a little bit about is using the package manager and how different ways of installing PurrNet and managing the PurrNet installation. So I have here PurrNet in the project files, which is usually how I find most people installing it. And I did this through my assets here in the package manager. And this is essentially installing it through the asset store. So when you look at the asset store, it will redirect you to this window. And this is where you want to put it in the project, and boom, you have PurrNet installed. The issue that arises from this is that it's not very flexible. For one, the asset store doesn't get updated very often, and for two, we have a dev branch, a development branch, where we put the most recent features of PurrNet. And if you run into some issues and we like patch something, we'd usually guide you to the dev branch, because we need to test things, we need to evaluate things before we fully release it. We need to make sure that it's stable. So I want to show you how to transition from PurrNet here to PurrNet to the package manager. So to be able to actually showcase this, I made a little script, some network behavior, and I just made it in the pen of network identity. So this is using PurrNet. So the first step you want to do is you want to delete PurrNet. But here's the thing: let's just go ahead and do what most people end up doing, which is going to the docs, following the rules or the PurrNet actual Gitbook docs, and you'll find this URL that we tell you to install through the package manager. So if we don't remove it from the assets and we just go ahead and click on the add sign up here, git URL, paste it in and install. Boom, you'll see it's importing. It looks like it's installed. You can see all the details about the package, and then you get a bunch of errors. So these errors were conflicts. It means that the PurrNet package wasn't able to be properly imported. So if you go to PurrNet, you see it's empty. So again, if you go to your projects, packages, PurrNet, this is where you see your files. And this is empty. And if I try and re-import it, you'll see that all the errors that we had before show up again. So how do we fix this? Well, you have to delete the PurrNet folder that you had before. So just go here and delete everything. Okay, it's deleted. And well, now scripts are not compiling. My network behavior says he cannot find PurrNet. This is because, remember, things failed to import the first time. So you just go in here and you re-import. So boom, things are re-imported. Scripts are compiling. So you just got to wait a little bit. And voila. Everything is done, scripts are recompiled, this compiles again. So this is how you transition from asset store to package manager. And of course, a lot of these steps could have been saved if you just deleted the PurrNet installation straight away. Don't be afraid of compiler errors, they will happen. It's just how things go. And I guess another thing I could show you is if you really fucked it up. So let's go and remove this here. If you got a little lost in the weeds, everything is removed, you don't know what to do, you close your project and then you restarted it. Then boom, enter safe mode. What do I do? Oh my god. Enter safe mode. So safe mode for Unity is a state where assets aren't imported except for the assets that are critical. So you can see my scene here is grayed out. My settings or whatever I'll grayed out. Like I can't do anything except change and touch script. And I don't have a scene view or game view. The only thing I have access to is the package manager, the console, and what. So when you're in the situation here, we know that it's missing scripts. In this case, it's missing PurrNet. So you can just come here, window, package manager, add, git URL, paste PurrNet, click install. Again, you gotta wait a little bit. And once it finishes installing, you'll notice that itself will come out of safe mode and boom, the project is loaded. We're back to a state where it's working. You shouldn't be worried about the state of the project when you enter safe mode. It is designed to not break existing scripts or whatever once you resolve your error. So if you have some assets that change how your hierarchy works, or you have some menus up here that you are not seeing, they will come back once you successfully compile. You really can't trust the state of your project and what you're seeing when there are compiler errors, and you should definitely not try to delete assets, recreate assets, re-import assets. Just let them be first. Solve your compiler errors, please. So another thing I wanted to touch about is if you're having issues adding packages for the Git URL, it's likely because you need to install Git for Windows. So you just go and Google Git for Windows, you open the first link, and you have these standalones installer. Very likely you want the x64 one, because that's what usually people use. You install it. After installing it, you need to close your editor. You need to quit the Unity hub. You need to open it again, and when it's opened, then you open your project once more, and then you try to reinstall the package. Boom, we're back up, and now we go add package for Git URL, and you try that again. Keep an eye on the console. I see so many people not looking at their console. Just if something goes wrong with the package manager, it will tell you, and it will actually guide you to install Git for Windows. It is telling you what to do. You just gotta listen. Another thing I want to touch on, we are putting PurrNet and all future packages that we're gonna work on that are add-ons to PurrNet on OpenUPM. A bit to celebrate the reason we're going to MIT, and also this is just a better working experience with the package manager. It does involve some extra steps, so I understand people might not want to be interested in, but I think this is going to give you the best experience and being able to solve issues much quicker if you go this way. And I'm going to show you why. But before you get started with this, you need to install Node.js, because OpenUPM is using the Node package manager. So you just go to nodejs.org, download latest. It's gonna get downloaded. You install it. If things don't work, you might have to restart your computer, but things should just start working. So once you've done that, you want to open any command line. I actually do have the command prompt. And once you go here to install via command line interface, it explains you what to do. So you need to run this once. You only have to do this once. So you run this npm install G for global. Essentially, I don't know if that's what it means, but I read it as global. Essentially, it's going to install it in your like computer level, because the npm packages can be installed on a per project level. This just installs it on a computer level. And then open UPM CLI. You do that. You wait until it finishes. If you get an error, just restart your computer. If you've already installed Node.js, you'll do a bunch of warnings, and it's going to tell you to that it's done. So once you've done that, you can go ahead and close this, and you're going to go to your Unity project. You're going to remove PurrNet from the package manager once more. Boom. Okay, we got some issues. That's fine. You're going to open the assets folder in the Explorer. You're going to open, so if you don't have open terminal, if you press shift right click, you should be able to, I guess, open PowerShell. How do you open? I guess you can also just open a command prompt and cd into this directory. However you open a command line. Oops, I just pressed something. In here, just do it. All I care about is you need to be on a command line, and you have to be in the project directory. So you're just gonna go ahead and copy this and paste this here. You're gonna run it. It's gonna do its thing, wait until it comes back. Boom, it came back, it installed it. You open Unity and things are just gonna install themselves. All right, it's installing its things, and boom, hey, look, a new scope thing has been added to your package manager. You can just close this. This is fine as well. It's just letting you know that OpenUPM was added as a scope. And if you go to your package manager now, you can see PurrNet is back, but you can also see there's a new My Registries tab. So this tab essentially is going to be where other UPM assets that you add will show up, and also where everything that is done by the Purr team will show up. So for example, if tomorrow we decide to publish the Purr voice or whatever we end up calling it, you will be able to see it here. You'll be able to click on it, and you'll be able to install it and whatnot. Another upside of this, you get a version history. So for example, you can see other versions ever since we decided to publish it for UPM, and you can switch to those versions, right? If for some reason this dev version that we're right now, this is a pre-release, is broken, you can also just go back to the last one if that's what worked out for you, and you'll be able to see main releases here too, and switch from pre-release to the release branch when we release things. It would also show up in the updates. So you can see here, if I go to the update in the project, there's a bunch of assets that have new versions. Once PurrNet gets a new version, it will also show up here. So in general, like I was trying to say, it's just a better experience, and it's the way that we'll start pushing new people to go towards. The only annoying thing is you do need to install Node.js, and you do need to run this command on the project. It's a bit more friction, but it's the best option for you. And one last thing I want to touch with this setup is, for example, if you have a network manager, there's these network rules, right? But one thing you'll notice is that these network rules now are inside this packages, PurrNet default. They're not in the assets folder. And you can see they're immutable, which means you cannot change them. If you want to change them, you have to make a copy of them. So let's say, for example, you want to change these settings. You can't. What you're going to do is you're going to drag this unsafe asset, and you're going to drop it somewhere, a folder in the assets, wherever you want. And boom, it made a copy of it. So for example, I can say this custom, and now when you go to the network, you can pick, instead of unsafe custom, and then you can go ahead and make changes to it now. So I guess what I'm trying to say is packages are read only. If you want to change something from the package, you have to duplicate it, make your own change. And that's it. Happy purring.